What's up, YouTube? Mike from TBR. Today, we're predicting the Washington Commanders football schedule. It sounds weird saying that. Also, before we even get into the video, give me a break, all right? You guys have seen how I edit all my other videos. Go watch them if you don't know how I'm doing it. I can't find any Commanders logos, so yes, you will see Redskins logos. My bad. But, all right, week 1, Jaguars versus Commanders. So the Jaguars, I think the Jaguars could be a breakout team this year. Probably not going to do anything. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. Let's be real here. The Colts definitely have that division locked up, in my opinion. But between the Jaguars and Commanders, which team is going to be better week 1? I think that Carson Wentz is going to have a better chance of winning this game than Trevor Lawrence, because Doug Peterson, there's a lot of new pieces in place. Jaguars just paid Christian Kirk a big contract. I like the Commanders' odds week 1. Then we have the Commanders versus Lions week 2. This is another tough matchup. Two pretty fair, even matchups in my opinion. I think the Lions are a better team than the Washington Commanders this year. I think the Lions are going to shock a lot of people. I have the Lions winning this. Commanders 1-1. Then we have a couple divisional games for the Commanders. We have the Commanders versus the Eagles. This one's in Washington. Carson Wentz versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be a fun matchup. Carson Wentz, sorry buddy, you're going to lose. Eagles win right here. Commanders versus Cowboys. This one's in Dallas. I could see the Commanders taking one of these games from the Cowboys this season. However, I'm not going to predict that as of right now. I just think that the Cowboys are probably better. Now, the Cowboys receiving situation does scare me, especially with James Washington's injury. However, I'm giving this one to Dallas. Titans versus Commanders. Chase Young probably is going to be back by this game, so they should be able to have a better defense at this point to contain Derrick Henry. But I'm still going to be picking the Tennessee Titans over the Commanders. I think Robert Woods could have a good season. Now we have the Commanders versus the Bears. So the Bears, I honestly do like them to beat the Commanders. However, I have been pretty difficult against the Commanders up to this point. So we're going to give the Commanders a win right here against Chicago. This game could go either way. I could see the Bears. The Bears offense has a lot to prove, and they haven't done it yet. So I'm giving this one to Washington. Packers versus Commanders. I think the Commanders come into this one's in Washington, and I believe that they upset the Green Bay Packers right here. This one's October 23rd. I'm telling you, I think that the Commanders' offense can be good. I think the Carson Wentz might be able to elevate this team, and they have a strong defense as well. So I think Washington could do decent this year. By decent, I mean like 7 wins, hopefully, because they're in a tough division. They have 2 teams that are better, I believe. So I think they could do all right. I think they upset the Packers right here. Then we have Commanders versus Colts in Indianapolis. The Colts are a good team. Jonathan Taylor, he's a monster. Same reason they lost to the Titans. They're going to lose to the Colts. Colts win. But Carson Wentz versus the Colts, that'll be a good matchup. Vikings versus Commanders. The Vikings, they're a team. I like the NFC North. I like the Packers. I think the Packers are always fun to watch because of Aaron Rodgers. I like the Lions. They're young. They're all up and up. And I also like the Vikings because of the receiver core. I think the Vikings beat the Commanders right here. Commanders versus Eagles, second game. I think the Eagles win. I think the Eagles are in a much better spot than the Washington Commanders this year. Commanders versus Texans. This is one of those games where I think that Davis Mills, I honestly don't know much about him. All I saw was a couple highlights. I know he played decent enough last year. All he has is Brandon Cooks, really. It's sad about John Mechie. I'm giving this one to Washington. Falcons versus Commanders. You guys also my Falcons prediction video. Go make sure you watch that if you haven't. I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say if you're a Falcons fan, you might not want to watch it, actually. Commanders win this one. Commanders versus Giants, back-to-back weeks. They play them twice in a row. These are tough games to predict. I've been very difficult against Washington so far. I think that the Giants might have a chance of improvement this year. New head coach. Oh, this is tough, but I'm going to say the Commanders win the first game. And then guess what? They have a bye week, and they come back and win the second game. I think the Commanders sweep the Giants. I'm going to be doing that because I have them being swept by the Eagles and the Cowboys, which is going to balance things out a little bit. Commanders win both games. Commanders versus 49ers. 49ers they're a more complete team. I like their defense more than the Commanders. I like their offense more than the Commanders. Give me the 49ers right here. Browns versus Commanders. Deshaun Watson's back. We just found out it's a 6-game suspension. Late in the season, Deshaun Watson's back, and the Browns have a solid offense. And they're trying to make the playoffs if Jacoby Brissett can put them in the position, and the Browns win. Final game of the year, Cowboys versus Commanders. And the Dallas Cowboys beat the Commanders right here, and they sweep them. All right, so the final record prediction for the Washington Commanders is a 7-10 record. Is that going to be disappointing to some people? Maybe. However, I think that 7-10 for Carson Wentz's first year and the way that Washington has been previously, I think 7-10 is all right, especially in that tough division. Maybe they can do more, but 7-10 is my prediction.